Never joke, never joke, never joke. Oh, money never, money never, money never, money never, money never, money. Now know what you conniving, money. Money never, money never, money never, money. You can keep your conniving money. When you've been up for a bum, in a bill tell me money. Now because your money done, you come with conniving money. When you had your pocket full, in a bill tell me money. Now because your money done, you hustle for tell me money. Yes, money never, money never, money, money never, money, money. Now know what you conniving money. Neighbor, neighbor, joker. Neighbor, neighbor, joker. Neighbor, neighbor, joker. That's all the money that me walk for. A 2 pound note and a kill a piece. A 2 pound note and a kill a piece. A 2 pound note and a kill a piece. This is all the money that me walk for. I said money never, money never, money, money never, money, money. I don't want you conniving money. Oh, Joseph.
Guyana and Guyanese, at home and abroad. Tune in to Guyanese Morning Time, hosted by Kadaki Amsterdam, where the sun always shines. Guyanese Morning Time, the people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. We rise up early morning watching Comes TV, where wisdom and knowledge, yes, it is the key. Exposing corruptions over land and sea, where the wicked politician they try to trick me. Guyana is a land for everybody. With 6 races should live in harmony. Is one set of people getting aisle money. Is one set of people doing the thievery. Beep, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. This is a program that you all can see, sharing your views and your integrity. Like it, comment and share it all around. Pass it to your neighbor, safe and sound. A sad situation going on in this town. The voice of the people is getting trampled down. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, with Jah as ordinate me to sing. I sing Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, fooling the people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. Stop fooling people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. I say Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. They got Breakford, Bork and Mark Benchcop. David Hines and Kadaki Amsterdam. Sherrod Duncan, Nigel London. Normal Brown and Gavin Matthews. Big up Pastor, poor people governor. Simona Brooms, Robin Simpson. Hampton Green and Winston Jordan. And yes, we can go right on and on. Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again.
The relatives and friends of young Quinton Bacchus, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of our in Boston, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of Peter Headley, they deserve justice.
And so when we say that Guyana is an apartheid state, we have the evidence to show.
Are you big and tall and feel left out? Well, Full Spectrum Boutique has you covered. Contact June at 699-5947 for reputable brands.
Arriving in the UK from Guyana, the Caribbean, North America, or elsewhere. Start your journey with ease and comfort by choosing first-class travel service, one of UK's leading providers of premium airport transfers. Enjoy a smooth, stress-free arrival by booking your comfortable and reliable airport taxi before you arrive. With affordable rates and exceptional service, we cover all major UK airports, including Heathrow, Gatwick, Manchester, Birmingham, and many more. Wherever you land, we guarantee a seamless door-to-door experience to and from any UK airport. For your peace of mind, all our drivers are fully DBS checked and cleared, ensuring a safe and trustworthy service from the moment you arrive. Our friendly staff will meet and greet you in the airport arrival hall, assist with your luggage, and escort you to one of our luxurious vehicles. So wait no longer. We're ready to look after you from the moment you arrive in the UK. You can contact us via email info@firstclasstravelservice.co.uk, office phone +4 4195 2287 176. WhatsApp +4 479 136 0576 5 or +4 479 009 50171. Or simply fill in our request, a quote form, at www.firstclasstravelservice.co.uk. Travel with confidence. Travel first class.
You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more, check out T&W Harris Butcher Shop, located in the East Rheinveld Market Meat Section. Call us on 609-7168. T&W Harris Butcher Shop for the best in fresh cut meats and lots more.
My Guyana, my Guyana, my Guyana, my Guyana, El Dorado, rest of all the world away. In my heart wherever I wander, memory enshrined thee. All my hopes and aspirations, all my longings, only tie everlasting bonds around us as the fleeting years roll by. My Guyana, El Dorado, my Guyana, times unfolding and for my destiny, the redeeming, lasting splendor of years and lost to me, and the dawning of thy glory, for the long, long night is past. Oh, arise, triumphant, glorious, from the ashes of the past. Oh, arise, triumphant, glorious, from the ashes feed that all the world. I see what sun is shine. Pour down upon the borders, looking out upon the deep, the great Atlantic flowing to a fury. For a sleep at morn, at noon, for measuring the crimson sunset's glow. I love thee, I love thee, I love thee. Oh, beautiful Guyana, oh, my lovely native land. Oh, dear to me that all the world I see was sun is strong. Pour down upon the borders, push out upon the deep, the great Atlantic going to a fury, going to a fury. Asleep, at morn, at noon, for measuring the crimson sunset's glow. I love thee, I love thee, Guyana, I want to serve my country. Guyana, beautiful, happy, and free. Guyana, let's cooperate with our government to help develop Guyana the free. Together, my comrades, we will build our new Guyana, a country where all are equal opportunity. So let us begin now to show loyalty to Guyana by showing love and respect for all Guyanese. My brothers, my sisters, we will live and die here together. On to one people, one nation, one destiny. For harmonious living, cooperation will be forever. In work and play as we live as proud Guyanese. Guyana, I want to serve my country. Guyana, beautiful, happy, and free. Guyana, let's cooperate with our government to help develop Guyana the free. Well, it's time we settle all the racials in the interior. Our natural resources are there in great quantity. And we will do farming and establish towns by the border. We'll grow more food so we could fill all Guyanese. My greatest desire is to serve my country, Guyana, and sincerely help Guyana to move along. Our government asks us that we study hard and we learn the things that will help Guyana to become strong. Guyana, I want to serve my country. Guyana, beautiful, happy, and free. Guyana, let's cooperate with our government to help develop Guyana the free. To help develop Guyana the free.
Hey, hi, hello, good morning. How y'all doing? Good morning.
It is 7 hours 30 on the 30th of July in the year 2026. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. How are you? How have you been? How was your yesterday? How was your last night? How are you feeling today? What are you looking forward to over the weekend? I know you're looking forward to go to Lyra's birthday tomorrow. Lyra's birthday is tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to go to it and celebrate with her. Happy birthday, Lyra. According to the good book, your years shall be 70, and according to your works, you might have some added on to you. She has definitely been good because she has reached that 70 age. And I know I'm trusting the creator that many more years will be added to her, you know? Yeah. You're so good, you're good. Morning, are you man? What's going on? Come now, man. Yeah, share the live. What you going on with? Share the live. What you going on with? I think I sent an invitation to this banner. Over to you to join us this morning. And so maybe he's going to come join us. But what's happening? How are you doing? I see the ERC has issued or the ERC had some kind of consultation, and they've issued a statement or two or three or four. And then I see the Kaicho News is editorialized, if I can say that, on that statement. I want us to talk a little about that statement and maybe the ERC in a bit. The more things change, the more they remain the same. Right? The more things change, the more they remain the same. I also noticed that King Lucky has touched a nerve over at the PPP. I don't know if you know King Lucky. I will see if I can get a video to show you who is King Lucky. But King Lucky has really touched a nerve over the PPP. Claudine Ben has been on a riot for several months now, and King Lucky decided, well, he will make her his special project. He will make her his project. And as is customary, when you're in the kitchen and the heat too hot over the PPP, what it is do is turn to violence and intimidation and threats to people's lives and their livelihood and so on. The more things change, the more they remain the same. Things like that I would like to see the ERC pay attention to. Right? That's what I want to see the ERC pay attention to. I see one is asking me to share details on Flash Gardens' mother's funeral. I don't have too much details. I know she would be buried on Monday. She would be buried on Monday, I think, at the Lutheran Church in BV. Y'all know country people, week started since last night or the nights before. But certainly they had setting up last night, and that will continue right on to the major weeknight, which is Sunday night. Sunday night is week at the family's home there in Triumph. And then there's funeral on Monday. Right, that's all I can tell you. I don't like bother people, and sometimes, especially when people are in grief and so on, it's not everybody just think straight. I did ask one of the sisters to send me the details. The lady sent me a link to YouTube for the streaming. Oh, the funeral is going to be streamed on YouTube based on the fact that she sent me that link. Right, and so perhaps what I can do for those of you who have an interest is it's Friday, so I might as well look for that link and send it in the in the chat here. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So I will have to look for that and send it. In the meantime, listen, y'all share the live. Every morning, people are come and tell you all these things nowadays. Y'all gotta do better, man. So y'all behaving so. Why y'all behaving so, man? But let me ask you all something. How many of you have started mobilizing people to join the protest against the former president's pension and other benefits bill? I send the YouTube link there for the funeral service, etc. of Flash Gardens mother. How many of you have started to mobilize to bring your people front to the communities where you live, or to bring your people to Buxton, Church of God Road, to protest the attempt to pass this 2026 former presidents and other benefits act in the National Assembly? How many of you? If you haven't done so, please do so. It is incumbent upon you to do that. Good. It's Friday, so we can play some music today, and I want to start this. Good morning to my very good friend and mother and auntie and cousin and so on, out of Mokode. She sent me a song this morning, and she said, "This is Ghana in a nutshell for you." So I want to share that song for you. It's done by the Mighty Sparrow. Sparrow got some hits as usual. So I want to share that one with you from the Mighty Sparrow. I recommend it.
When does someone really become a good citizen? I'd like to know for sure. Why, when the ordinary man disagrees with the establishment, they call it treason. Why should they persecute a brother for seeking black power? Don't they know a blind man could see that this is blatant hypocrisy? The real traitors and them are all high in society. Yet the government protecting all of them and penalizing you and me. And in a million different ways they violate the law. It's the same good no good bastards who oppress the poor. They sell in black market, making excess profit, paying a starvation salary. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery. They say you have the right to criticize, but then you are victimized, and without any reason. Many a time you find yourself politically paralyzed by that same good citizen. Yet these fakes and phonies enjoy a long life of luxury while they spread corruption throughout the country. When they should be arrested, they're protected and respected in this society. And in a million different ways, they violate the law. It's the same good no good bastards who oppress the poor. With a false declaration, tax evasion, defrauding customs duty. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery. In lust and greed and fraud and strife, they specialize. Double deals, they idolize. If you're brave enough to open your mouth and criticize, one time you are ostracized and or victimized. Still they go unpunished and unaccused of any crime, while on the backs of the ordinary man these vultures climb. They use the riches and the power, make a mockery of the law, and have the law protect them same time. In a million different ways they violate the law.
It's the same good masters who oppress the poor. They're controlling bootlegging, dope peddling, prostitution, and piracy. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery.
Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him.
That was the mighty Sparrow for you doing the good citizen. The good citizen, do you recognize yourself or your friends in there? Hey. Do you recognize yourself or your friends in there? I want you all to tell me now. Like so I was saying to you earlier that the ERC had a lot to say about social media. Right? He says that that social media can build or break national unity. Social media can build or break national unity. That's what the ERC chairman says. I don't agree. I disagree. Social media can't build nor break anything. It is the people on social media who can build or break. The people on social media can build or break. And what agencies like the ERC do can build or break Guyana. You see, like the presidents, a lot of them like jump out there and get some bites because they got to talk for the camera. But they know within themselves they're fooling themselves. Social media is not a problem in this country. It's the people on social media is the problem. And a lot of people go on social media and they hurl racial slurs at each other because the government has set it up to be so. The government has set it up to be so. And if the ERC is an agency of the government and the ERC can't get the government to stop that nonsense, then who really is contributing to the possibility of social media making or breaking national unity? The violence of attacks on social media, as far as I remember, started under the PPP, using the Guyanese critic. The violence of attacks on people in this country on social media, as far as I remember, y'all could, the usual morning gesture could call and contest that. Y'all could contest that. The violence of attacks on Guyanese citizens, especially of African ancestry, on social media, started with the Guyanese critics, commissioned by the PPP. And since how can all of those who are at the ERC are creatures of the PPP, then they could decide, they could determine, they ultimately can either cause the society to break or mend. You see a lot of people, as old people say, you can't plant cassava and expect to reap it. A lot of them in the PPP, in the name of politics and winning elections and controlling power and stealing a nation's resources and so on, believe that they should do it by any means necessary. And out of desperation, the PPP chose to divide this nation. I'm not saying there weren't ethnic and even religious differences in this country. There were always ethnic and religious differences in this country, especially ethnic, because from the introduction of indentured laborers to the plantations, there were ethnic differences. Because the freed, enslaved Africans saw them as a threat to the economy, saw them as a threat to the economics based on the fact that they were basically sabotaging their bargaining power. They came like scab labor. And so there were always those differences. But they weren't played out the way they have played out over the years on social media and in the politics of this country. And if there's any political party that is guilty of exploiting those differences, it's the PPP. And again, I'm saying, since how can all of the others at ERC are creatures of the PPP, then they need to have that conversation with the PPP and don't come spilling bull. These days I find out one cost enough. Is it frustration or I just feel in my age? Yeah, well, people don't look wrong when they're cussing us. So it's just cuss. They earn the freedom. Right? Anyways, they're gonna have those conversations with the PPP. It's the PPP Ramson that got me on social media and say black people ain't got role models and people cuss up. It's the PPP critics that had gotten on social media and had a lot to say about black people and their religion, and they don't like read and stuff like that, and black people cuss up. It's the creatures of the PPP sitting at the ERC who selectively decide who they're going to run down for racial epithets and so on, and put before the court like Baby Skello and so on and so forth. But up to now, you didn't see Jennifer Ali before the court. Up to now, you didn't see critics before the court. Up to now, you didn't see Claudine Ben before the court. And they have a lot of nasty things to say about black people, especially in this country. So when the PPP creatures over at the ERC are talking about social media could break or build national unity, no, social media can't break or build national unity. Policies of the government and agencies of the state will break or build national unity. And if you can't understand that, then that is why we are in the morass we are, and that is why we're in the problems we are. But you all are good citizens. Good citizens like Roshan Khan, who saw the ordinary man as a humiliation to his existence. As a humiliation to his existence. Oh, they humiliated me. I had to remain among the ordinary people. I kiss my neck, the ordinary people that carry the burdens of this society. Those are the things that can break or build national unity in this country. You know, when the majority of sufferers in this country are Afro-Guyanese, take it from me, the majority of sufferers in this country are Afro-Guyanese, and an Indo-Guyanese like Elach, Roshan Khan say it's humiliating to be among the ordinary people. I interpret it as an insult to black people. I interpret it as an insult to black people. Some Indo-Guyanese and Amerindio-Guyanese and so on might be caught in that broad statement, but hey, I don't think Roshan Khan has a problem traveling among Indo-Guyanese alone, even on the lower deck. even on the low deck. But I certainly believe he has a problem traveling among Afro-Guyanese on the low deck. Where there's fear of all of the wickedness coming back to haunt him, the wickedness that he do to them black them Afro-Guyanese security workers that they're exploiting, or is simply is color biases. So the ERC needs to go back to the table. Yeah, the ERC invited who they wanted to invite to the symposium and so on and so forth, and had them waxing lyrical about unity and love and respect and so on and so forth. And they commissioned their investigations and so on, the research perhaps. Did they come to Buxton and ask Buxtonians how they feel about the ERC? And did they come to Buxton and ask Buxtonians what they believe is driving this ethnic division in this country? Did they? I don't think they did. I think they asked the likes of James Bond and who said that is it? Anyways, the likes of James Bond and Samuel Sandy and what is so-called Minister Labour's name, Cuomo Griffith and John Wells, Sherwin Owl and them. I think it's them they ask. But going to the real Afro-Guyanese communities that are facing discrimination economically and otherwise, and ask them what they believe is driving the division in the country. The greatest presence of Guyanese on social media is not to discuss politics and race. It's to talk lawlessness. That's what they do, right? It's to talk lawlessness. So again, y'all don't come talking crap. Y'all don't come talking crap. I'm going to share Kaicho News' blunt with y'all. Because Kaicho and I want a broadside. Right? Y'all know me. As I say, I'm an equal opportunity beater. When I call you out, I call you out. When I call you out with stupidness, I call you out with stupidness. Time to act here. See, that is the blood from Kaicho News. Time to act here. See. The ERC's latest report confirms what most Guyanese already knew. Racism has found its biggest stage online. That revelation is hardly groundbreaking. The real test begins now. Will the Commission act with consistency and courage, or will this report simply gather dust while offenders continue to poison public discourse with impunity? For years, the ERC has faced accusations of selective enforcement, pursuing some offenders while ignoring others with apparent political or social protection. It now possesses the evidence, the data and the documented patterns. Excuses have run out. Credibility will not be restored through symposiums, newsletters, or lofty speeches about unity. It will be restored only through fearless, impartial enforcement, regardless of whose supporters, political party, social media page, or public profile is involved. Guyanese deserve an ERC that confronts racism wherever it exists, not one that chooses its targets. I love the blunt. I will be honest with you, I love the blunt because it addresses the issue of fairness and equality under the law, if I can say that. Right? If the ERC is serious about combating racism in this country, it has to start with the PPP. The PPP has both economic and political power in this country. And they use it through their policies to oppress one set of people and perhaps to elevate others. If I can go listing all the examples and all the instances of the PPP's discriminatory practices and so on, then I'm reinventing the wheel. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. The ERC needs to get down to brass tacks and deal with the government. In their so-called data collection, did you find out how people feel about the government and the distribution of contracts, for example? Did you find out that? Did you find out how people feel about the government and the use of our resources to develop communities? Did you? Because every time I open the news, I am seeing the government giving grants to rice farmers. Hundreds of millions of grants for rice farmers again. Hundreds of millions of grants for fisher folks. Two economic areas in this country that are dominated by Indo-Guyanese. I don't see the government giving grants to swine farmers or poultry farmers or cash crop farmers. I don't see the government giving those. And those are areas in my mind that are, even if not dominated by Afro-Guyanese, have a lot of Afro-Guyanese players. Has the ERC paid attention to that and asked the government, man, we are really doing this thing looking bad? Every time I open the newspaper, I see the government going and spend hundreds of millions again in places like Palmyra and maybe Anna Regina. Definitely to the East Palmyra, they're developing, if you ask me, an Indian state within a national state in this country, where you gotta say. Those are the things, ERC, those are the things that will affect national unity. Because people are seeing bright as day the discriminatory distribution of development in this country. Two young men from Nabakis were struck down on a motorcycle. I mentioned that story early in the week on the railway embankment not so long ago. Two Afro-Guyanese young men. They live behind their relatives and friends and family in grief. Hit and run. And up to now, nobody has an idea of who the culprit is. You know why nobody has an idea of who the culprit is? When I pinpoint these things, I take the ERC will take it as me being racist or festering or promoting ethnic division in this country. You know why up to now they can't find a perpetrator? Because that section of the railway embankment development is chaotic. It's in an Afro-Guyanese dominated neighborhood. So it is chaotic. There's no lighting there. No lighting. And it is the highway that is being constructed forever. I said to y'all earlier that even the Chinese, as contractors in this country, I believe are discriminating against Afro-Guyanese. Because when you look at how they are doing the road construction and disrupting the livelihoods of people, you would see that only certain community they do it to. For example, when they have to break, let's say, a sidewalk in front of a business place, I've witnessed it with my own eyes. The Chinese are left for last. Afro-Guyanese suffer first, followed by Indo-Guyanese, followed by Chinese. So the shortest period of disruption would be experienced by the Chinese. The longest period of disruption would be experienced by Afro-Guyanese. Y'all check it for yourself. ERC, you look into that and tell your government if it's social media causing division. That's the kind of things I pay attention to, you know. I don't care how much hundred millions you have spent. I pay attention to where you spend it, how you spend it, and how it is executed. The use of it is executed. While the stretch of road in that predominant Afro-Guyanese community, Haslington and so on, is in darkness and is in a chaotic state of development, despite the fact that I always say I get destruction to get construction and so on, despite the fact that you're developing the road network, as you say. I want you to leave that area and come down to places like Lusignan and Monrepo and LBI. I don't tell me they might get away from man, but they can't get away from God. I live on earth and I want justice on earth. Anyways, I want justice on earth and I want it now. Check those areas that I mentioned, and you would come to realize the chaos is less. They say they can't identify anybody on camera because they ain't got no safe city cameras in those areas. But check the Indo-Guyanese communities. Not only do they have safe city cameras, but they also have police outposts. Vigilance police station is just down the road here, and right at Annandale, they got a police outpost. It's not 10 miles. I ain't even sure if it's a good 3-mile stretch. But definitely less than 10 miles away, or 4 miles, less than 4 miles away, you got a police station. Less than 4 miles away, you got a police outpost. Leave Annandale and go to Lusignan and you find a police outpost. Same situation. Leave Lusignan and you go to Monrepo, you find a police outpost. Leave Monrepo and you go to Betterfortwalking, there's a police station. And other security apparatus, like, you know, like I said, a safe city cameras and so on. So if that hit and run taking place anywhere in the vicinity of these communities I mentioned, quick time they would find perhaps the perpetrator. But go further east where the communities are dominated by Afro-Guyanese. They ain't got no kind of security setup because black people life matter. But ERC says social media is where the division is taking place. The division is taking place in the government. And it is fueled by the policies of the government. It is showing its face on social media. People are highlighting it on social media. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist in the society. It had to be in existence in the society before people could bring it to social media. Unless it's AI generated. Clyde Johnson, I definitely agree. The ERC needs to be disbanded. When you have to legislate national unity, you're in shit shape. When you have to legislate for national unity, you are already in a bad place. You telling me I must love my neighbor because of the law. Why can't I love my neighbor naturally? Because I am because love is within me. Why can't I live at peace with my neighbor naturally? Because the environment permits it. That has to be legislated because the policies of the government has created an environment that does not permit it. The policy of the government put ethnicities against each other every single day. As the ERC seen, for example, we're talking about the rights and wrongs of the former president's benefits bill being proposed 2016. And we're talking about the rights and wrongs of it in that, listen, the ordinary man getting $46,000 old age pension, the former president getting about $2 million old age pension. And so it is unscrupulous to want more compared to what the ordinary man is getting. This will be talking about the rights and wrongs, the use and misuse of our nation's resources to benefit one set of people while others are suffering. This is not an ethnic thing we're talking about. This is about natural justice, if you want to call it that. But the ERC sees that every time we talk about it, the PPP sends the goons to attack us. They call us low life. They call us hungry belly. They call us lazy. As one of them said the other day, we got a problem with the presidents of the PPP. The presidents of the PPP, they've all been Indo-Guyanese. And so if the PPP sending people to come and say we got a problem with the presidents of the PPP is a black versus Indo-Guyanese thing. You people, you got a problem with the PPP presidents. We got a problem with the PPP presidents. We got a problem with the policies of the PPP president. Because those policies are creating divisions among the people. That's what the ERC has. And until the ERC could bring itself to that place of recognizing that its handlers are the sources of the problems in this society, and tell them point blank, man, you are giving me water for, you are giving me basket for fetch water. We ain't got no way quick. It ain't changing. I could sit here and talk for the next week about the policies of government fueling division in this society. I see that got what I doing? Oh, my mama. You know, not so long ago, there was some news in the news out there about the Black Belly Sheep Project. I tell you all before that about the Black Belly Sheep Project, in that it is alleged only Mustafa could authorize who gets this Black Belly sheep and so on and so forth. And the Black Belly sheep almost basically disappear. It is alleged that they live on some farm owned by Irfan. And recently, Azode Mohammed went to Borbis and showed the facility where Black Belly sheep should have been reared and so on and so forth. And it's Shea Bush abandonment, white elephant, wherever you want to call it. The minister who it is alleged has sole authority to decide who gets and who doesn't get those Black Belly sheep, then come out to explain what's going on there. He didn't come out to explain why Azure showing an abandoned facility. No, he didn't come out to defend it. You know who defend it? Or who they sent out to try to defend it because naturally it falls under his agency? Dr. Waldron. Dr. Waldron looked like me black. Gassing for his supper. You got to defend the job because ultimately he is the head of the Guyana Livestock Development Authority. But ultimately, he is not allowed the freedom of decision making as the technocrat. So then itself is division in the society. I look at the doctor this morning on the news and I laugh, and that's all I can do. Because you see, naturally, this man had a strain to defend the indefensible. And talking about that, one of the disappointments I got from the news report is when he said that there were other functioning facilities, the journalists failed to ask him to name them. I wanted them named so we could identify which one is a Ali Farm and which one is Mustafa Backyard. So I challenge you, Dr. Waldron, name the other facilities where the Black Belly Sheep project is going on nicely and not affected by weather. Imagine weather affected. Man, listen, y'all give me a break. You know, but back to the policies. This is an agency which has national assets, national agricultural livestock assets. And you go and do an examination of its distribution records, assuming that some of these things are kept on records at all. Because it is alleged that a lot of the high quality stock, animal stock, gets smuggled out from that institution late at night to go to Barbies. Name me one livestock farmer in the sense of sheep that has benefited from a black belly ram, for example, to improve its stock in Buxton, in Ansgrove, in Victoria, maybe in BV Triumph. Name me one of them. Because again, from this news report, I think 450 persons benefited from it. Please publish the list of the names, ethnicity, and location of those 450 farmers who benefited from it. And then let's talk about fairness and unity in the distribution of our national assets. Because if we assets, them Black Belly Sheep come as part of we bilateral arrangement or whatever you want to call it with Barbados. Since we assets, yeah. Produce the list of the 400 beneficiaries. And don't tell me I don't pay attention to ethnicity. I'm challenging you to include ethnicity as well as one of the criteria or one of the breakdown in your list when you produce it. And then let me ask the ERC to justify it. It's not social media creating division in this country. It's the policies of the government. People are just highlighting them in this country and other people getting pissed because they're learning that this government is wicked and vindictive and racist. Imagine Claudine Ben, as one of their ambassadors, always cussing people left, right, and center. And now King Lucky, a young man, has responded to her in like fashion. And they surveilling his home and surveilling his mother's business place and surveilling his child's mother's, his spouse's residence and kind. So, those are the things that fuel division in this country. Because one, black people can't talk. At least black people can't talk for themselves. Black people must only talk for the PPP. Come on, ERC. Come on. Wake up from your slumber. And I ain't think you're slumber. I know you're quite awake and aware of what you're doing in this country. It's 40 minutes past 8 o'clock hour. The lines are open. 6225923 is the number to call. It's Free Talk Friday. Leon Sandra called for you yesterday. You didn't answer me. You scam. Yeah? I called you yesterday. You didn't answer me. But you're up on the live this morning. Let me see what you're saying. After 400 years of slavery and discrimination, these so-called unconscious Negroes still waiting on God to rescue them, hollering and screaming for them pie in the sky and them heaven in the air. While the PPP, the oppressors, are enjoying them and enjoying the heavens right here on earth. When y'all could you know, sometimes I just want to save me a little energy. Let me play a little more. What's his name? Sparrow, the good citizen. Cause all of these people come in and tell you nonsense through the years. See, they tell themselves they are good citizens. You know, they tell themselves they are good citizens. Y'all can determine whether or not you consider them good citizens. I certainly don't.
When does someone really become a good citizen? I'd like to know for sure. Why, when the ordinary man disagrees with the establishment, they call it treason. Why should they persecute a brother for seeking black power? Don't they know?
Let me take a pause here and say this to the RC. You're part of the problems of division in this country. All y'all sit on the ERC, they are part of the problems of division in this country. Because even as a constitutional agency that is supposed to be fostering unity among the people in this country, right there within the confines of your office, you're very discriminatory and wicked to African Guyanese. Y'all remember the representatives that y'all sent to the International Decade for People of African Descent? Yeah? Imagine an agency that is supposed to be pursuing unity among the people. In choosing representatives to go to the International People of Decade, the International People of African Descent Assembly, couldn't identify one suitable African Guyanese to go and represent African Guyanese. And y'all talking about fueling division? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Back up. Look for the old fires in your yai than the twig in other people's yai on social media. Y'all don't do introspection. Only reciprocity y'all are concerned about. What's wrong with y'all? Listen, the good citizen, Sparrow, thank you again, Mommy from Moko, for this beautiful rendition. It really suits this morning's discourse. Y'all just read my mind. I believe in the universe, you know. The universe works with me. Or I work with the universe.
So a blind man could see that this is blatant hypocrisy. The real traitors and them are all high in society. Yet the government protecting all of them and penalizing you and me. And in a million different ways they violate the law. It's the same good no good bastards who oppress the poor. They sell in black market, making excess profit, paying a starvation salary. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery. They say you have the right to criticize, but then you are victimized, and without any reason. Many a time you find yourself politically paralyzed by that same good citizen. Yet these fakes and phonies enjoy a long life of luxury while they spread corruption throughout the country. When they should be arrested, they're protected and respected in this society. And in a million different ways, they violate the law. It's the same good no good bastards who oppress the poor. With a false declaration, tax evasion, defrauding customs duty. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery. In lust and greed and fraud and strife, they specialize. Double deals, they idolize. If you're brave enough to open your mouth and criticize, one time you are ostracized and or victimized. Still they go unpunished and unaccused of any crime, while on the backs of the ordinary man these vultures climb. They use the riches and the power, make a mockery of the law, and have the law protect them same time. In a million different ways they violate the law. It's the same good masters who oppress the poor. They controlling bootlegging, dope peddling, prostitution and piracy. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery.
Them good citizens are architects of economic slavery. Y'all could contest though. Ask all them Afro-Guyanese security who work with people like Roshan Khan. And even the young security, well, she was rural constable that had the son of a former judge, I think, spit in her face and clash a monkey. Y'all ask them. They are the good citizens, they are the architects of economic slavery. We got a PPP representative on the line. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, brother Amsterdam. How are you this morning? Let me kick off your college show this morning. You know, you say old man, you looking good, buddy, for your age. I see Kaichor just put a picture of you there. You looking sharp, boy. You look like a parliamentarian. You gotta let Dr. Heights give you a 2-year for. Let me see your class in parliament. Let him answer to you. Kadaki, let's be honest. I don't think the PPP practice ethnic preferences. The PPP is a government for all Guyanese. Everybody benefited from the government. The only show and program and political party that always preach race is, let's be honest, is the WPAPNU. You understand me? No, you are the show. Why you don't do an investigation and they put out how much people receive the blackberry sheet and the ethnicities. And then you're talking about the line tap at Cabra. You see them area where you can like bar report all that place. Them places got activists or community leaders that care about the community. That is why they can get these things done. Now, with your area, you should be advocating for Cabra and for all these areas you mentioned that don't have. You, as a political leader, should be campaigning or banging away at the government to put cameras in these areas, fix the road and all these things. Don't just sit on your program and talk about it. Just, get up and get things done, my brother. And I see you're taking a real hard thing about this president pension thing as well. Listen to me. If you really care and feel that the government or the ex-president should get these increases, let me tell you what will make that change. You go on a hunger strike. Go on a hunger strike, Kadaki. Thank you very much, Mr. Amsterdam.
By their fruits you shall know them. As I usually say, it's best to keep your mouth shut and pretend to be knowledgeable and omit and expose your jackassery. Right? So we are saying, call him Newton. We are saying that we have a government that is supposed to be taking care of the affairs of the state. And if I, as a citizen, want to know how 450, assuming it's one per farmer, 450 black belly sheep were distributed in this society by the agency of state, I must go and invest time and resources and do my own independent research, when as a citizen, I should simply be able to ask the agency, whether it's the head of the agency or the Ministry of Agriculture under which the agency falls, and that information should be available. This jackass telling me I must go and do the research. If the government doesn't have anything to hide, the government will willingly, quickly, without prejudice, put the information in the public. Let the public peruse it. But you got an information czar, come to think about it, for the last umpteen years in this country in the person of Charles Ramsey Sr., who has never presented a damn character in the English language as information to this nation, despite several requests for information. And this jackass telling me that the government is doing right by Guyanese. Listen, go to Pastor and nyam grass or something, yeah? Call it your life.
Morning, Brother Kadaki, and morning, viewers. Brother Kadaki, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait when I hear a couple says the brother, because I know from the voice and the way we're talking is a black person. Sad. We the bad. I know because we for the bad, like the same brother there. Sad. Imagine here where the man will come on and say, hey, we as a people, black people, we still got love with everybody. We still got love with him. Because let me tell you something. If the man there was an Indian and he the guy on with them thing against the government and so, he would have get silent long. You would have get silent line. You know how much Indians them just want to speak out. You know how much Indians speak out and have to turn back and come and say they didn't mean the and the sorry and all kind of thing. They didn't mean what they say and them things. You we name is Junior Bash or we name say hey from Ali mother they in hustle, they in business, you think he talking, he just writes up just and talking, he know what he's saying. But when the double on Nino and the goatee and the reason behind the scene, you understand? He come back and he apologize and all kind of thing. But the truth is king what just happened with them. And for know that this brother, look, Brother Kadaki, if was Granger. And so, and let me say, the Adriana Young was a little pretty Indian child. And in the end, when it's showing up, it's looking like if the government, polling and siding with the accused. And them thing, and 2 morning after, you see the president in the big picture. Kill we daughter, brody. Kill out we daughter. Hide and pay use taxpayers' money and pay for silent, who for silent and all kind of thing. The brother coming on, the man coming on with me and feel so good to know and them things. The brother see what the condition of Linden. Oh, it's not PPP got Linden, so just remember, it's the people of Linden. It's not PPP got Linden. So. The only body, well, let me tell you, we the Stark, the WPA, APNU, the Stark about race. We the Stark it. We don't act it. The PPP the act it. And them think shame on you, brother. Shame on you. Shame on the crutch you put you out. Shame on your siblings them. Because if I know you got to get siblings and children, and if them as black people could hear you going on like that and tell you nothing, shame on all of them. Shame on all of them. And y'all you see in the early and them things, the total liberation for black people, and so you have to move out. Some stumbling blacks will look just like we, and them things. And this why the brother going on, so, and I think because we are really there, so. We are really there, but shame on you. if I don't own the program, I know he's a balanced man, brother Kadaki. But if I don't own the program, the brother didn't come in back on there. He go Freddy K soon and talk though. He go Freddy K soon and talk though. Come for heights you up, you're good, you're this, you're dumb man, and this and that. And then he starts screaming nonsense and them things. Shame you want seeing brother? What going on? You want seeing the marginalization? How many Indian people get killed out? Me not advocating for Indian people get killed. But how much of them get killed on the Granger? How much of them the police kill out on the Granger? You check and see. Since from when they go back in government there and then think how much black people get killed out. Oh, it's not the PPP kill them out. It's the police. According to James Bond, wasn't the PPP doing nothing, shooting and so on, doing anything, was the police. But it been killed on top of the vehicle back shouting and telling people, you see the injustice going on. When you see, start hanging him out, it's not them. I show you, my skin grow just now when I hear the man attack. My skin grow, brother, grow. I tell you, shame on you, boy. If you program brother Kadaki, you got to know if I have a thing like that. If we continue for everything like that, we got enough program on PPP side, Freddy K, Soul, and all them could go there. Have a blessed day, brother. Blessed love.
Thank you for all of the advice you have given me. Some people say block him. Some people say don't take the car. Some people, why you entertaining this man? Some people say don't send up your blood pressure with this man. The man won't cause me an ounce of oxygen. Trust me. If you don't listen to the enemy, you don't know the thinking of the enemy. They say a wise head keepeth a still tongue or something like that. A still tongue keepeth a wise head or something like that. I want to hear what they're saying. Call them mute on hold the line before I forget to address this here. Moneypoor and all them places got activists. And that's why they get the development that they got. But the government is supposed to be a government for all people. And what good for Yam gotta be good for Sam. And so if there are developmental needs in Moneypoor brought to the attention of the government, then the government has officers to check to see if the same needs exist in other parts of the country, so they make a national plan to address those needs. That's government to the people. That's governance to the people. But let me put the myth aside. Check in the Afro-Guyanese communities or Afro-Guyanese dominating neighborhoods, and you'll see how the government deals with the people's representatives. The NDC, for example, in Buxton Falls, I got to turn on this film, man. Oh, God, yelling on that. The NDC, for example, in Buxton Falls, just the other day I was having a conversation with someone. Street lighting for the communities in the Buxton Falls NDC have not been given to the Neighborhood Democratic Council for them to distribute. They have been given to a PPP representative. A PPP representative that some people could go into the dead of the night and make a bargain with and get 2 and 3 and 4 lights for go put up in their streets. Policies of the government. The people's representatives in local government, NDC, local government is supposed to bring governance closest to the people. Their representatives are supposed to be the intermediary between the people and central government. But instead of respecting the fact that the people voted for their representatives in the NDC, the PPP circumvents that and they put all the resources in the hands of the PPP representatives in communities, even NDCs that are predominantly Afro-Guyanese. Address that. That is a source of division. Y'all with your foolishness. And early morning, most mornings, I tell y'all, I will always give this clown marks to his communication skills. Because a good communicator starts with a positive, even if they got to lash you up with some negatives after. But I'm not the type to be Corey favored. All this FREETAK can come in front of us, still see you as a jackass when you open your mouth. Corey, you can unmute and speak.
Yeah, good morning, Kadaki, and good morning, everybody. Now come, you see how children does cause their parents, especially the mothers, to be disrespected. I know the boy mother, and the mother is far from him. The boy rob his mother blind, a single parent, from an abusive relationship when she was building her house. Rob she. And the mother now, you hear how the caller? Don't this the mother. Don't this the mother. Moving along. Now the ERC got to be annoyed with social media. Because had it not been for social media, just like how prior to the advent and the wide uses of social media from 1992 until 2015, when over 1,400 black persons were being murdered. And it is alleged that the golden boy of the time, Roger Khan, was the person who was given the contract to remove black people from off the scenes of the earth. Anyway, then by the time they finished, the new golden boy sanction kid took up that role. But because of the advent of every little phone is a phone that would put you out on social, got to be annoyed. The PPP cannot get to do as much as they would have done if we didn't have these phones, these little gadgets. For the use of the papers and the goddamn news agencies when they had the television, like Sharma and those different TV stations. Look when Sharma started to bring out the murders and the different things. They beat Sharma into subjection. They cancel his station, pushing him into bankruptcy. When they finish doing all what they do to Sharma, they take over the death announcement with Sharma and all them type of things. But now with the advent of a $5,000 phone could be a smartphone, they cannot think. So hence the ERC will talk about the use of social media. With the use of social media, we can bring out all that we feel affected by. Now with the programs that they would like to target your own below the belt, Dr. Hines, well, they can't really attack Mark because Mark is outside. And the other programs are advancing the cause and the different things that is taking the major way because you get a phone, you set up yourself, and you could broadcast. Coming to the Black Belly Sheep. Years ago when Barnum started with the Feed Clothes and House Yourself initiative, Barnum got, I don't know where it came from, but he brought into this country the Jurax pig, was a brown pig. And that pig in the days was a pig that yielded to the production of meat. I think they used to drop a lot. And to every person, it was the pig skin, and Barnum made certain that all interested farmers, they got pig pens built to the specificity of the thing, and to how many sows were being given out. A farmer had a bowl, and all those sows that were being given out, the farmer had to allow the bowl to serve them. I think it was 10 sows to one bowl. And you could not have taken money to just talk about Barnum, but President Barnum was a man that when he made laws, the laws had to be kept. People may say that he was a dictator. He wasn't a dictator. Yesterday, I heard when Minister Jordan was talking about the nudity what this guy suddenly sing about when he got for dead, Saint or every name, and talk about the nudity. I remember 2 songs in my little days was sallying what the young girls want, and like, young girl, let me push it up, push it up. And when Burnham heard those two songs, in those days we had punch boxes. All them two songs had to come out the punch box. Jukebox couldn't to play them. They were not heard in the airways. But when I listen, whenever guys ever traveling or ever got to somebody home, you would hear the radio station 103 FM and 99 and all of them playing songs with the most profound nudity in it. And nobody don't stop to say that these things that we play, we don't know who listening. But when you sit down with the minibus, you just got to listen to them along with the speed and the packing up of the minibus. Now, ERC talking about things are going on when Suki and then next Gaza came out cursing down black people. The ERC never spoke about it. Look, the goal, the sanction kid father. Every time when you see he goes on a rampage, he cussing out black man, hungry belly, and they must suffer and all kind of things. The father of him. And you don't hear the ERC talking about them. Lastly, imagine Nation Pan could have sat down and cried because he had to travel with ordinary people. I want Roshan know, you see, they are Muslims. All of we, none of we, don't be precious in the sight of God when we dead. If we ain't born, we just go in the mud. If we ain't go in the mud, we stay on top in tombs now. We're breaking open. And lastly, I understand the fumes of that tomb that was broken in Buxton. It affected a child who was suffering from asthma. And MP said that the child ended up dying. And that thing was going on there. There is where they are going to steal the lands of the burial ground because they cannot get lands to thief. So what they do in our area, they bust a tomb at the St. Luke's burial ground, and all the children and the teachers had to come out of the school. And when I tried to give voice it, or they tried to hush it down. Lastly, I got up, I think it was Thursday morning, and my yard was flooded. And I did a live to show the flood waters. Because when you see you got the flood, you got to let it know. And a man, I think by the name of Johnson, I think, going to call me across. I did not. Oh, I didn't say that this is the government cause. Nobody. All that I did, I put up a flood. And I don't see why, if a private citizen decides to highlight something that the entire Guyana knows nothing about, but that thing should have done, should have said, you know what, we can do things like this to show floods, and then the install regime will know where to go and clear the trenches so that we can try to alleviate the flooding of citizens in Guyana.
Guyanese people go out and support the bill and go and support our children's future. You see Venezuelan, the Chinese, and the Indian that want to take over Guyana. Y'all wake up and see what's going on. We know the government dealing with demons. It's demon and dealing with.
Morning, Brother Godaki. Blessings to everyone listening, all the viewers and listeners. This ERC, isn't this supposed to be an independent body? Because I don't understand why the ERC only comes to certain people. I see all kind of things that's be going on the internet. People writing all kinds of stuff, cussing out one another, who ain't doing this, you know, I ain't want to call the words. Well, I think I idea what I'm talking about. All the lewdness, right? Where is the ERC? Where is the ERC? You see some things on the internet. I want to know if Guyana has gone crazy. The things people say to each other, the things people make as a joke. Where is the ERC? Or since you talk something that it affects the government, that makes the government look bad, the ERC is ready to come for you. Does the PPP do anything wrong? Christ made mistakes on the face of the earth when he walked the earth according to the Bible. The PPP has never made any mistakes. You can't tell the PPP when it's wrong. Everything the PPP do is right. I don't understand it. Eh? These problems that have with electricity, right? There are people like David Patterson and other people who know about engineering and this kind of stuff. Can they sit down with these people and try to sort out the electricity problem? What is wrong with coming together? Whether you're opposition or not, come together for the good of this country. Why they got lots of people in this country who could help with that situation with electricity? Why you keep bringing in another ship? Eh? And then you're saying that the gas energy gonna be finished by year. What if the gas energy is gonna finish by year? Why you need 2 years on a contract? Why? Why you need 2 years on a contract? You have capable people in this country who could have done that work along with a very good consulting firm. Next thing, you asking for people in Guyana to contribute to Venezuela. Venezuela country, if they had their way, we wouldn't even have Essequibo. I'm not saying it can't help people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it can't help people. Right? Nobody knows when they overcome. But my thing is this. You want to help a country that a couple months ago, you had to go to the international court to get the case hasn't even been, the decision hasn't even been made as yet. But you want us to help these same people who, if they have their way to it, invade and take away the part of the from us. What is the government doing? What is the government doing? The same thing with Suriname. How Suriname gets control of the Quarantine River. I grew up in school learning that Quarantine River belongs to Guyana. When was this deal done that Suriname now wants to build a bridge by themselves? How Suriname could build a bridge and put a part of it in Guyana and we got no say? Where is Mr. Utah? What is he doing? Something has to be done in Guyana. This government is getting worse and worse and worse. Like if they got no qualms about what to do because they got the majority, and as I said, majority rule. So they feel they could do anything, say and that guy that comes on every day to talk crap about other people and give PPP every praise. As a black man, is disrespectful to you, Brother Gaddafi. And it's your program, as I said earlier, it don't bother you. But when people some people when they sit and I hear this guy talking, it leaves you to wonder, where are we as a people? I have never heard him say the PPP is wrong. I know he's actually going on hunger strike. Why don't he go on hunger strike and support the people? Your government is so right and so good. Eh? The PPP has done wrong things. And when they do wrong things, you got to know you're doing wrong things. That's the only way to correct yourself. It's like you running a house and you got kids. And they're running a mock and use the parents sit down and you're saying nothing. You're the aunt, the uncle, the grandmother. Nobody tell you sure nothing. What do you think will happen in the house? Eh? What do you think will happen to those kids as a matter of fact? Something got to be done. This is not right. If the shoe was on the other foot and the people who was in opposition, I know, Mr. Jagdio, that could happen. I know, Mr. Jagdio, the people that rally the PPP to come out and destroy the government in power. The things that they would have done to inhibit certain things in Parliament. Right? And people sit down, we got people in the opposition who sit down and just ain't doing nothing. They just, come out to do what you gotta do. You understand? Let the chips fall with me. You understand? You can't just sit down and, you're waiting to see. What are you waiting to see? You don't see anything in a day. Look at fight for look at the night, you're gonna get born badly. You understand? Come out and say, close mouth, don't get fed. Close mouth, don't get fed. If you don't say something, people don't know what is happening. Kudos to Sister Annette for this week Tuesday. Brother Gadaki, thank you for coming out. You see that song that you played today by Sparrow? That should be the theme song every day now on that program. That should be the theme song every day on that program. Play that song every day. You understand? Play that, because that song was made way back when, but that song pertains to what is happening right now in Guyana. Every line of that song pertains to what is happening in this country. Once again, Brother Gadaki, thank you so much. God bless you. Keep the good work up. And I hope that people, when they listen to this program, they take away something from it to motivate all of us to do better. You understand? He talking about who get cameras and that kind of stuff. You're supposed to advocate for no camera. The NDC is there. They took away local government. They took away the village councils from those villages. The NDC got to do the job. They're being paid to do a job. No, but they're only helping their people. Because you're in Buxton, but your NDC ain't come from Buxton, come from somewhere else. It's a political appointee. Nonsense. Have a good day.
Y'all praying y'all own way, praying works, praying y'all own way. This is so fed up, so disgusting. That's something you're frightened for go to the news for see what's going on in Guyana. Look how they're done with children life. All them wicked thing what happening to our children life is untimely dead Guyanese. It's untimely. The government know what them doing. They know exactly what them is doing. You understand? As soon as we churn them dead, you see them taking Guyanese resources and say them going and give the family and then supporting it. It's demon the government dealing with. You need to go and support a big protest Monday.
Good morning, Dr. Kadaki. And you and the viewers, good morning. Truth for talk. The black people in Guyana will end up just like the black people in Haiti, where all of them just dress up in the turban and whatsoever they had dress and running with a gong and going in the church and what's it, criminal as pastors, getting rich off of them. That's exactly what's going to happen to them. And then it's going to a state where they're going to start we call the thing what they did with the black people in Argentina, Chile, and them places. So, you understand? Cleansing, ethnic cleansing. This is what the people be out for. And sooner or later, I don't know what's going to happen with them in the next 5 years and 10 years. Because who as Nandalal said, they're going to cut and run. That's exactly. And even to them who they're in the police force, all of them who running with 2 and 3 stripes on the shoulder and doing a set of criminal act against these ordinary citizens, unless banners like Shivatava and Greensman and them man get serious and start sleeping under some of them step and them kind of at the back step and thing, then they're going to get some changes. You understand? Because these banners don't mean for change, and they're getting the society and the young people just like them. You understand? The time the young men are there for they're abusing the women them and going on with and beating them up and doing and killing them, they got better things to do. You got better things to do. Things can be more beneficial to people, if your relatives and your family and your children in the future, rather than going and say you're beating up and killing them female. You know what I mean? I talking about all of these guys who said the gangster and bad banners and that kind of, they fit the shit. Because for now, at this time of the time of the era, yeah, these people got these banners, these criminals in the government that destroying them and making making a lot of serious things over their head and kind of brainwashing them and bluffing them. These banners is bluff. I tell you, all of them you see jumping up on one and bullying people because they got a little firearm in the arm and that kind of thing. You give them tackle. You tackle them when they're there by themselves and they're there in the normal place as civilians and things. You're going to see how they're going to behave. I tell you. You know what I mean? Unless people start rising up against these MF around the place, these crappos and crab louses. You know what I mean? People got this, the only time you can get changes. All of them, they're in Haiti and them in Haiti and the place, see them, they can't get nowhere because all of them running behind God. And they don't know who's the man who manipulate all them churches and things. A set of criminals running in the church. I said there's pastors, that kind of thing, dressing up in suit and tie. You understand? and fornicating and doing a set of nonsense with the people you're cheering them. I ain't even saying no time for Guyanese wake up. It's just that sometimes
Greetings to you, my brother. Okay, how am I start? First thing, my brother, I know you got the faith, you got the patience, you got the tolerance. Kudos to you. Yeah, you said something just much as like you gotta allow your enemies to say what they have to say so you can know the thinking. But with some people, Mr. Kadaki, you don't want to hear what they got to say. You don't know what they're going to say. They won't say nothing in the sense of positivity where life is concerned. I want to know if he listened news yesterday, the same person calling and talking about the government in power right now. They were supposed to get a PAC meeting yesterday. What if he listened news yesterday that the same people who are representing then turn up to the PAC meeting? The person who in charge of the PAC, the chairman, whosoever for the PAC meeting from WIN, he sent out notice according to the news and nobody turn up. Now I want all these persons who in the opposition, all the persons who representing WIN, APNU, Forward Guyana, everybody, I want to understand this thing not about Mohammed or Manzo or Abinat or Kodaki or David Hines. It's about Guyana. And if we don't understand that we're going in a hole, we're in a hole, we're going from bad to worse. I don't know where you're going to understand it. Talking to Guyanese. Guyanese got to understand that this country belongs to us. And if we don't represent yourself as Guyanese, we're going to lose our country. It doesn't happen already. You imagine the minister there and telling the journalists, don't ask me, ask GPL. And he saying, what calling it just now, saying that the government doing a good job. But he turned back after and saying that they negotiate for 9 points, whatsoever. And still a couple hours ago, he saying that don't ask me, ask GPL. Now you turn back and telling the Guyanese people what you say is stupid, that they got to show thing and finish here, and but then the country woman said just now, you still hire a ship for 2 more years. If you just NG show coming in like December, why you hire a ship for 2 more years, Mr. Kadaki? Make it make sense. Tell me the Guyanese, all these educated people, Guyanese, yeah, get your lock together and understand. Stop being silent. Don't wait till something happens to somebody close to you, then before you speak out. The president asked about the chancellor. You hear what he said? He wrote a letter to Abiy Norton, Senator Abiy Norton. And when Abiy Norton saying, la, appoint the lady, appoint them 2 women, you never adhere to it. No, you want none to do with Mohammed. No, you say, yes, you deal with Not. Not an opposition leader. Mohammed is an opposition leader. Mr. Kadaki, again, thanks for listening to me. Be in a bad shape. The black belly sheep parliament thing what the man talking about. I'm not the guy telling you, but you gotta represent your community. Is ignorance. The getty, the seni. And you're right, the man right to tell you when you command legal by Freddie Kisu and them people and the last show they go there and call in. Don't let you come for you for waste your bloody well time, which you have a lot of you got what it takes to accept them. But at the end of the day, they don't watch your head, buddy. Oh, my brother, kudos to you. Blessings to Buxton. Dr. Hines enjoyed his program last night. Well said, well received. And one week, stay strong and stay blessed. I know it's a war. There's a war, Mr. Look at the football. The World Cup football, what they're doing to Africans in the presence of the world. You imagine, no? And we, they're right, we contribute doing the same thing you and we just silent. See what we're doing? The African footballers? Who might you want to see, Mr. Amsterdam? Everybody, Have a blessed rest of the day. Have a blessed weekend.
Good morning, my people. Good morning, my people. Opposition parliamentarians, you're serving no purpose in parliament. Bring out the people from each community that you belong to. Bring out the people. Kadaki, you just be entertaining the man in the morning to spoil your program and spoil you. For you, they're following you up. Don't have time with them. Don't answer his call.
Guyanese people go out and support the bill and go and support.
I think we all caught up here. All of the voice notes have been played. It's a minute past the 9 o'clock hour. And it's time for me to go. I'll hear from those of you who want to come and support the protest on Monday. I will hear from those of you who are going to be doing your own things in your own communities. Hit me up. Keep me in the loop. But regardless of what you do, show your displeasure with this attempt to give more to those who already have. I'll leave you with Sparrow. Good citizens. Very good citizens we have.
When does someone really become a good citizen? I'd like to know for sure. Why, when the ordinary man disagrees with the establishment, they call it treason. Why should they persecute a brother for seeking black power? Don't they know a blind man could see that this is blatant hypocrisy? The real traitors and them are all high in society. Yet the government protecting all of them and penalizing you and me. And in a million different ways they violate the law. It's the same good no good bastards who oppress the poor. They sell in black market, making excess profit, paying a starvation salary. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery. They say you have the right to criticize, but then you are victimized, and without any reason. Many a time you find yourself politically paralyzed by that same good citizen. Yet these fakes and phonies enjoy a long life of luxury while they spread corruption throughout the country. When they should be arrested, they're protected and respected in this society. And in a million different ways, they violate the law. It's the same good no good bastards who oppress the poor. With a false declaration, tax evasion, defrauding customs duty. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery. In lust and greed and fraud and strife, they specialize. Double deals, they idolize. If you're brave enough to open your mouth and criticize, one time you are ostracized and or victimized. Still they go unpunished and unaccused of any crime, while on the backs of the ordinary man these vultures climb. They use the riches and the power, make a mockery of the law, and have the law protect them same time. In a million different ways they violate the law. It's the same good no good bastards
masters who oppress the poor. They're controlling bootlegging, dope peddling, prostitution, and piracy. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery.